everybody, Nigel here with you again. Another review for you today. If you remember the other day, I think it was Monday, wasn't it? I did a quick talk about some stuff that was coming your way, and some of it has arrived. So I thought I'd show you today. So rather than do like a sort of dedicated review for one particular product, I'm going to show you a few different things. Down below the video there will be links that will take you to the websites where you can go and see this stuff. It won't be the individual actual item, because obviously the list would be as long as your arm, because I've got a lot of items to show you here. But the first thing I want to say, if you remember, again, this will be linked down below, this will be on the top. If you remember the other day I showed you about a brand new set from Airscale, coming from Peter over at Airscale, for the TBD-1 Devastator in 30-second scale, the trumpeter kit I showed you a couple of weeks back. I bought that kit, I sent it to Peter. He's made a cockpit set for it. He's removed most of the parts from the sprues and everything. So what he said he's going to do is replace the kit as soon as it's available in the UK. So if you wanted to see me build that, I can't, because I haven't got it anymore. It's with Peter. He's got it. He stole it off me. So yeah, he used my kit for that, which I think I told you before. So I don't have one at the moment, but I'll have one as soon as they're available in the UK, because he can obviously get one for me from the shop, and being a trader, he will obviously get it cheaper than I can. So that's what we're going to do. So that's the first thing. That is now available for pre-order. So I will put a link down below where you can go and pre-order that. Thoroughly recommend it, because he's not only sort of added to the kit, he's not just replacing the kit instrument panel, he's adding stuff in that isn't in the kit as well. So such as all the rivet panel, it's not just an instrument panel, this one, it's a complete cockpit. So seats and everything. You don't get any belts, but Peter does do the belts should you want to order those as well. So right, what have we got here? First of all, this has finally arrived, and you know that I've been waiting for this Eduard set to come to finish the scammel. So here we are. What we're getting there, we're getting some instrument panel, and we have some lights to go all around the truck and the trailer, and then at the top there we have those two straps. They're not seat belts, they're the straps that hold in the water containers which go onto the trailer. Sorry, they go on the rear mudguards, don't they? Not onto the trailer. And then we've got the instrument panel there with the backing and the front. Unfortunately, once again, out of register, which happens a lot, which is unfortunate. But the lights, I doubt you can see it there, but they're offset. When I do the build, I'll show you, and I don't know what I can do about it, but they might look all right once they've had some dust splashed on them. And then on the back here, we've got the mud guards. So you've got the rubber mud guards there, the mud flap, should I say, sorry. And then here we've got the seat belts, which is what I've been waiting for, because they sort of come down and they're quite obvious in front of the window. So they'll look great in there. So that'll really add to the, especially with the seats I've done and everything, it's going to look really good inside. So we can get back on the scammel now. I must say, I am getting aircraft modelling withdrawal symptom. I want to do some play. I'll do some more on the Hellcat, I think, today. So that was the first thing. That is Eduard 36503 if you want to get one. Personally, now I've seen it, I don't know. It's not a must-have. The Airscale cockpit set for the Devastator, I think, is a must-have. This, I don't know. I know Peter, not Peter at Airscale, another Peter, pre-ordered this and then cancelled it when he saw what was in it. So you'd have thought they'd have given you a photo etched scammel badge, wouldn't you? So, and also, the other thing to remember when you're looking for this, they've misspelt scammel. There's just one L on scammel. So be careful when you're searching, it might not come up. So search 36503 and you should be okay. So the next thing I want to show you is a package of stuff that's come from the lovely Tom over at Anyz. Now, as you know, I get a lot of stuff from Tom, and as you know, I have these tweezers that are the best tweezers on the planet. They are absolutely awesome. There's the company there. I'll link down below. More about those in a second. And as you know, he does a lot of these little resin 3D printed packages. You get the little package of stuff. So this review is going to be a little bit different. What I'm going to do is show you the package, talk about it, talk about the part number, and then put his photo over it. So it's much better than me trying to show you, because the parts are so tiny. They're like nearly impossible to show you on camera effectively. So it's easier if I just talk about them and then put the photograph up. So first of all, in no particular order, I just laid them out in pairs, because generally these are in 48th and 32nd/35th scale. And you can obviously use them in both. If you've got a great big I almost said a great big knob. If you've got a large knob for your 48 scale aircraft, you might want to put a 32nd scale in there because it's that big. It might be like a control wheel on a 72nd scale or something, like, you know, like your trim wheel or whatever. So, you know, you don't have to stick with 32nd, 35th, 48th or whatever. Like, for instance, if you've got tiny little toggle switches, you could perhaps use the 48th one and they'll be smaller in diameter. But they really are nice, these. So I'll start off with these. So we have World War II knobs. Okay. You can see there's the packaging, and the part number is AN036. And as you can see on the back of here, I'll just get one out to show you the sort of what they're like. And what you've got is this 3D printed base, and then on there, which way we're going, on there you can see you've got some stems with the knobs on the top of them. But as I said, they're so tiny you're not going to be able to see them. But that's basically what you're getting. And in this set, there are 80 pieces. I'll put the photograph up now so you can see what you're getting. And you can see we've got the wheels, you've got the star wheel on there, you've got handles and all that. So it's really going to make your cockpit pop rather than having that moulded on lump. So they're available in 48 scale at AN036, as I said, and they're available in 32nd scale and 35th. I'll just say 32nd, say we keep saying 35th. AN031, so that's them there, and you can see there, when you put them next to each other, you can see that obviously these knobs are bigger than those knobs. Okay, so that's those. Next one, we've got dials and knobs in 48 scale, which is AN034. So that's that one there. I'll put a picture up. So that's what AN034, and there's 200 of those in there. And I'll just quickly show you. That's what you're getting. It's this whole raft of tiny little knobs. You've seen me review these before, but he's always adding to the range. So that's a nice little package there. 48 scale and 32nd scale is AN024. Okay, so that's very nice. And then we've got dials and knobs 2. So that was dials and knobs. This is dials and knobs 2. So it's another load of knobs, as you can see in there. Okay, so I'll put a picture up. Both in 48 scale is AN033 and in 32nd scale is AN029. So that's dials and knobs 2. This one here is one of my favourite. This is cockpit handles. You can see the packet, lovely little packet, and hundreds, well, it's not hundreds. Yes, it is. It's 120 pieces. And they're like little T-handles and stuff, and single-sided levers for latches, for canopies and stuff like that. And that is AN030. So you've seen that with the photograph. This one here is very nice. Magneto and fuel selector switches. So there's basically 4 different designs in there. You can see on there, and they have the actual unit and the knobs are separate, or the levers are separate. So very interesting, very, very nice indeed. AN032, and that is in 32nd scale and 35th. I'm not sure if he does that in 48th. You have to have a look on the website. Toggle switches in 48 scale. So these are tiny little toggle switches you can see there. And this is what I actually bought these, and they sent me the rest for free. He's lovely. So yeah, I actually bought these, the 32nd scale ones, and these are for the Havoc build. And they are toggle switches, AN028, 200 pieces for 32nd scale, and AN035, again 200 pieces for 48 scale. And the beauty of these is, as you can see in the photograph, if I put the picture up, you'll see they are moulded on a stem. Okay, so the actual toggle switch is stuck to the top of a stem, and those stems are about 0.35, 0.4 mil diameter. So you drill 0.4 holes in your dash and you put them in. Beautiful. It's going to look a lot better than a piece of wire, or indeed, you know, you get like a lump of plastic with the rough finish on it. So they're going to look much, much better than that. And then finally, we've got missile switch covers. So these are not necessarily missile switch covers, but they're like the covers that go over the toggle switch. So you've got to lift them up to press the switch down. So they're very, very nice. There's 48 scale on there, and 32nd scale and 35th. And they are AN077 for 48 and AN076 for 32nd. And I can't see how many you're getting in there. It's probably about 120, guessing looking at that. So very, very nice indeed. Now what Tom's also doing now is a bonus set. I'm looking over there because I got it on the computer because I can't remember it because I'm an old person. So you get a set and you get dials and knobs for 30-second scale. So dials and knobs for 30-second scale, so that's that one there, for the dials and knobs. You get toggle switches for 30-second scale, so that's that one there. You get dials and knobs 2 in 30-second scale, so that's that one there. You get missile switch covers for 30-second scale, which is that one there, which is the little safety switches. And you get these brilliant tweezers, which I said are the best tweezers I've ever had. They're awesome. If you haven't seen them already, they are very, very good. And I always show this because this is what I love about them. You can see the end of those tweezers there. They're very, very sharp. If I squeeze them together, they don't do that, which is what a lot of the cheaper tweezers do. And then your part gets flung across the room. If you're using tiny little parts like these switches and stuff, you can pick them up and they won't do, as I say, they won't do that. So, and you know, you must have done it where you picked up a piece of wire or something, to do that, and the wire changes orientation or damages the part or flicks it across the room or whatever. They are absolutely brilliant. One downside to them, which could easily be cured, they've got a very, very sharp point on them. So if you use them to pick up masking and stuff, you do have a high risk of scratching your model. I guess you could easily dull the nose if you wanted to, but I don't use them for that. I use a set that's already dulled because it's only masking tape you're lifting. So there we are. So that's all the stuff from Anyz. And very, very nice it is too. And you're going to see me using some of that on the Havoc build when I do it, because I've got the Airscale cockpit set, which has already got all the pre-drilled holes in it for all the toggle switches, which are going to fit in beautifully. So basically what we're going to do is glue the panel to the plastic, and then we'll drill through with a 0.4 drill, put the toggle switches in after we've painted them in some nice bright, probably use this, which is absolutely awesome, Molotov liquid chrome now as a paint rather than just a pen. You've got paint, you've got a bottle of paint there with a spout on it. You can pour it out into your airbrush, spray it straight away, no mixing, no nothing. Awesome. And very, very bright chrome. So that's what I'll be doing with them. And obviously these switches here will be red, because I've got a feeling, from memory, there are 4 of these on the bottom right of a Havoc cockpit. And what Peter tells you to do in the Airscale kit is shave them off and then put them back on. I think we're going to use those instead. I'm sure that's what they are. Moving on from this, a company you haven't heard me talk about much before is MDC, Model Design Construction. Again, there'll be a link down below. I'll put a link to the Anyz website down below, so you can go on there, and his website's obvious, you'll see it all there and you can look around. But I'll put a link to Bob's website on MDC down below. I've known Bob for years, talked to him at shows for years and stuff, but he's never actually given me anything to show on the channel before. I have bought a few bits and pieces off him many years ago, but I've never actually used them. I've built the bomb trolley, but I don't think I've actually used any of his products yet, because I haven't built a Junkers 88. So there we go. So these are great, these things. They're basically, you can see here, they're flexible resin molded ammo belts. Again, I'll put some photos up rather than trying to show you on here. But you can see here we've got 32nd scale 50 cals and 48 scale 50 cals. Okay, and they're all sort of between £6 and £9.50, I think. But they're very, very nice indeed, because they are very, very flexible. And I'll get one out and show you, because as you know, if you have the photo etch ones or you have the plastic ones, they'll come out. They're quite difficult to use. But these, you tack them down with a bit of double-sided tape by the look of it. As you can see with these, you've got the ammo belt there molded, but you can twist it, you can bend it, you can do anything with it. So you can imagine if you were doing a turret like the Hong Kong models B-17 or something, you can put these in your turret and have them go in however you want them. They are really, really nice. Now, I did email him and ask him about painting, because as we all know, painting some of this stuff can be very difficult. But apparently, if you use the Mr. Hobby Metal Colour, it paints absolutely fine, and you can give it a wash and everything. I wouldn't use an oil wash with this stuff, because I think this stuff is enamel based. But So there's the 48th and the 32nd scale 50 cals. Whoops, didn't stick that back on very well, did I? So we'll have a look at them on one of our projects, maybe on the Havoc in the turret. And then you've got the Browning 50 cal here with 4 shorter lengths. So it's just the same thing, cut in half really, I think. But they're really, really nice, and they're going to look beautiful painted up. And then you've got the Browning 50 cal here in the 4 shorter lengths as well, which are very nice. And then here we've got the Mark 108 and Mark 103 for your, I don't know, 109, ME262, BF 110, anything that's got because the Shrek music guns were 108s, weren't they? Were they 108s or 103s? I think the 108 was the smaller one, wasn't it? But yeah, so I've got the Junkers, the Heinkel 219 there. So that's got the Shrek music guns in the back. So those belts could be used on that. So you can see again, they're the same thing. They're the resin molded, flexible, very, very nice indeed. So that's those products there. As I say, link to the website down below. Go take a look. He's also sent me this bag here, which is very interesting, and he put a note in there. This is some stuff we've been playing with. What do you think? Do you think there is a market? I think there is, because that looks like a load of vinyl hose, doesn't it? But it's not. It looks like it's like resin flexible rod rather than tube, which the beauty is, if you want something flexible, like on a car or a motorcycle, we all know the problem is if you come up, you know, with the Tamiya stuff, you come up the handlebars, you come around the top, you go to that and it kinks. This stuff here is about, I'd say that's about 1.5 mil diameter. Look how tight I can bend that. Look, it doesn't kink. It doesn't kink at all. You can twist it, roll it, do whatever you want with it, and it doesn't kink. So that is going to be fantastic. So rather than having a pin and pushing the piece of hose over it, you would perhaps cut the pin off, drill a hole, little drop of super glue, dab it on, or even just leave it flat and just dab it on. But you can imagine that for your piping on your motorcycle or whatever. Really, really nice. Now he's just said there's something he's playing with. I don't know if you can get it in like a 6-foot length or something, which would be great, because if it was only available in these lengths, that might be a bit of a hindrance. But he's got the different diameters there. He's also got here this one and this one, rope or cable, the same thing, flexible resin, but we all know about the problems with metal cable. It's all stiff and it wants to straighten out all the time, so you use string and it's all hairy. But this, again, where am I going? Again, you can just roll it around, it doesn't kink or anything. Absolutely awesome, fantastic on a winch or whatever. Really, really nice. And then there's this one here, which is a thicker pipe. Again, you can look at that. It doesn't kink. It just goes over, which is really, really nice. And then we've got some fine yellow stuff here. Very fine. Again, doesn't kink. And then we've got some red and some grey and some black. There you can see all the different ones there. Again, it doesn't kink. So let me know in the comments below, because no doubt Bob will have a look and see if there'd be an interest in that. But I will actually ask Bob. In fact, he might even comment below in the comments. So have a look. If he does, I'll pin the comment. He might say that you'll be able to get this in 12-inch lengths or whatever. But you know, these little short lengths might be a bit of a hindrance, because really, you know, the rope, you'd want a good decent length to wrap around your winch and have it going out the back of your trailer or whatever. But so yeah, maybe Bob will comment down below. I'll ask him in the meantime. So there we are. So that's MDC, Model Design Construction. Go take a look at the website. There's 13 pages of stuff on there, I think it is. And they've got a fantastic range of resin figures and resin upgrades and resin conversions, wheels, tyres, cockpits, photo etch, everything. It's all on there. Go take a look. It's all very reasonably priced, and he's based in the UK, and it's all made in the UK. So it's going to be, you know, it's going to be easily obtainable for anybody who's in this island. So there we go. So that's that, guys. So today we've looked at the Eduard set, the Anyz set, the tweezers, and all this lovely stuff from MDC. So as I say, look in the description down below the video, not the comments, the description, and the links will be there to take you to the site to see it all. And don't forget, if you want to get that Airscale set, the link's there for that as well. Go and pre-order it. I think it's about £25, I think it is. Can't remember now. Go take a look. Thanks for watching this. If you're still awake, well done, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.